Okay, for the key assignment in this course, I'm going to go ahead and make one video for all three portions of this. I thought that would be less confusing. And that video will be a link right there. Okay, so as we get going, you want to go ahead and start on the first one, of course. And this is your student information for this. So the purpose of the key assignments in courses is to measure your overall progress within the teacher education program. And just to look at that, if you want to click on this link here, that goes through and gives you an overview for what you need to do for the key assignment assessment. If you have any questions on that, please contact me and I'll be more than happy to discuss that with you. And then here is the actual checkpoints for this as well. So those are listed there, and you can go back through and look at the PDFs and so on in there as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the assignment details, and that's right here. So with this, you want to be developing a lesson plan based on interview assessment data. So the purpose of this is to look at planning and using those plans to tailor lessons to students with different needs based on assessments that you have in your classroom. So this is to know these four things here are shown if you have developed proficiency. And this is your learning goal. And then the actual assignment itself is the assessment-based lesson planning and modification. And this assignment will account for 20% of your grade. So as you know, as we've progressed through this course, you've learned about the strategies and understanding strategies and how they develop in a typical framework. And you've probably seen some of those particular things with your cooperating teacher and how you're going to use the information that you've learned over this course to develop lesson plans for number talks for 1 week. So just to let you know, you may use a lesson plan to teach that you've taught in your field experience, but you don't have to. And your cooperating teacher will likely need you to teach something from his or her curriculum plans. So you can use that as well. So what you're going to do, the steps in the assignment, is you'll study data given to you about your class. So if we'll go here, this is the fall screener for first grade. So these are the questions that the students were asked. And then this is the data that was gathered from that. And pretty much you think of it like a stoplight. Green is go, yellow is caution. And I know that's not really red, but that's how I kind of think of it. So you want to take a look at this data. And then as you're developing a week's worth of number talks, that's Monday through Friday, you need to look at anticipating the strategies students will use to solve each of the focus problems. And then you'll need to also write about what you anticipate they'll produce as work in these assignments, in these math and these number talks, and as well as the concepts that you will be looking to highlight as well. So the third step in this assignment process is to develop a lesson plan for 1 day of instruction. So out of those number talks, you need to develop one of those days a lesson plan. Your lesson plan should connect to the data and include, and this is the following information that it needs to include: a learning objective, including the standards, the mathematical practices you intend to highlight, your hook, and how you will connect it to prior knowledge. So you need to look at the knowledge that they've already learned, some tools that you'll anticipate you use, vocabulary, and then the lesson structure itself. What will you be doing, and what will the students be doing during the guided practice portion? How will you formally assess what the students took away, and then what differentiation will you offer? So that's one lesson plan. So far you have 5 days of number talks and one lesson plan. So then after you've done that, you need to think about what you would do in future lesson plans. So you'll present this one lesson plan, and then you think about what would the next thing that I would present be. And then also you need to reflect on your experience in your cooperating classroom. What did you see during the experience? As to what you've seen in this class, what blends together? And then what doesn't match, because obviously there's going to be things that doesn't match. And what does this mean as yourself as a future teacher? And then just once again, you can write your own lesson, or you can go on to a recognized open education site. And those are some sites listed right here. And then here are your paper guidelines. It needs to be 6 to 10 pages using the APA style. There's no abstract required. If you go on this link here, it is a source for APA style writing that you can use for this paper. And then you need to submit the assignment in Canvas, and this will account for 20% of your grade for this course. Okay, so let's go back here. And now you're wondering about the rubric. Okay, so we'll go to the rubric, and it's right here. And if you look, this gives you different things, different ratings. There's distinguished, proficient, satisfactory, and unsatisfactory. And then these are the pillars that each are connected to. So that is the rubric. And then the important part is you need to upload your information in 2 different areas. So if we go back to the modules, and if you go down to the key assignment, this is the course. So you need to upload your information there. And then you also need to upload your information on the TEP pillars as well. So if we look back at the resource document that I made and we go to week 4, these are the midterms are going to be due on that Sunday, but just want to talk about, not week 4. I apologize, it's week 6. What we're going to do is that I want you to contact me with a time you'd like to meet and discuss the key assignment. I would be more than happy to meet with everyone on an individual basis or in small group meetings. I don't feel that everyone would be at the same place to discuss the key assignment during class. I'll be more than happy to go over it briefly during class, but I think it works so much better if we work on it in a small or individual meetings, just so we get that one-on-one and it answers your questions more clearly. So once again, this is the key assignment. And if you look, there are, sorry, I hope I'm not making anybody seasick here. There's your information in the first portion, and then you got to upload your information in both places there as well. So please let me